On a lighter note, you will trek.
Just see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling. Ring, 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 I'm on to lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Tarila. Please consider subscribing to my channel, okay? I'm a YouTuber based in the UK. So I've been here for I think 3 months now, and I just wanted to come and talk about like surviving here, trying to settle down here, coming here as a student, being an immigrant here in a different country, and like just from my experience give like tips on surviving in the UK. So yeah, like I said, I've been here for 3 months, and well, like with all things that are new or like different, we've had our own challenges, we've had our own share of shege that we have seen, and and yeah, so I just wanted to come here and just talk to you guys about like basically things you need to know, things that you need to be prepared for. Your own case might be different, but I'm just saying these things based on our experience. Okay, I've jotted some things down because you need to jot things down. The first thing I'm going to say, right? If you want to come to the UK, you need to be prepared. As with everything in life, before you do something, of course, you need to be prepared. But being here, I've realized that a lot of people have come here unprepared. They just wanted to jackpot, they just wanted to leave Nigeria, they just wanted, because when you're in a country or in an environment where you're suffering, or there's like so much hardship, there's so many challenges, any other place that is not there looks good to you, right? It looks like greener pastures to you. So a lot of people just want to relocate because they feel like it's better elsewhere than in Nigeria. And to be honest, to an extent, it is better. However, you still need to be prepared, and mentally prepared, financially prepared, of course, emotionally prepared. For example, you need to be prepared to start from scratch. Like, it's a possibility that you will get to the UK and all the things you've done before, all your work experience, it doesn't count, right? So you're not going to you might not get or like see the jobs that you want, or like the kind of jobs that you were doing in Nigeria. Do you understand? It might take a while. It might take up to 3 months, 4 months for you to settle and actually get the kind of job that you want. So the first kind of preparation you need is like a mental preparation. Like, if I get there and I don't have an opportunity to do my regular job, am I going to be willing to do something else? So that something else can be a transition. I think they call it transition jobs. Something for now to pay the bills and keep me alive while I'm like working on more skills and trying to gain like work experience here in the UK to move forward. I'll give an example. I'm an early childhood educator, and I've been one for about 4 years, right? So in Nigeria, I started from scratch, did my postgraduate diploma, started out as an assistant teacher, actually as a volunteer. I volunteered in a school. From there, when I finished my postgraduate diploma, I started out as an assistant class teacher, and then I moved up to a class teacher. Do you understand? So coming here, I was feeling like, oh yeah, I have all that experience. I've been a volunteer, I've been an assistant to somebody, I've been a class teacher. I can only go forward from here. Only for me to come here and they're like, oh, my Nigerian qualifications, they don't know if it matches like UK qualifications, because here they have levels, right? They have teachers on like level 3, I think level 7. So depending on like your experiences, they can, some schools will like compare your degree, they will compare your experiences, and then they will put you on a particular level. So there was this interview that I went for, and this lady said to me that I'm unqualified, like based on where my degree is coming from. It's like based on like my degrees and my experience in Nigeria, I'm an unqualified teacher. Now that's not an insult. She said according to their own standards, like the standards of their school, I'm an unqualified level 3. I think so. I'm gonna have to start from there and then work my way up to be a qualified educator. And I'm just like, Are you kidding? You know, so I wasn't mentally prepared for that, because in my head I'm like, I have all this experience, I have all these certificates, I have this degree, I have that, I'm currently doing my master's, I'm going to get something great. And to be honest, there are opportunities and there are other schools, so it just depends on the school. So say this was the only school that was willing to give me a job at the time, you know, and they were offering me a teaching assistant job, because some teaching assistants are seen as unqualified, because they are seen as like they're just starting out, you know, and they're going to get a degree in education, and then with work experience and everything, they'll become qualified, you know, and then they can move from teaching assistants to being a room leader or like a nursery manager, something like that, right? So imagine if, you know, I'm here with a closed mind and I'm like, you know what, now I'm not taking the job, I'm looking for something else, but then I don't find something else that I really want until a couple of months. How am I going to survive? How am I going to pay bills, you know? So that's the first thing. You've got to be very prepared to just start from scratch, because you might be somebody who has got like 8 years work experience in marketing, for instance, and then you get here and they're like, you have to be like an assistant, you know, or there are no marketing jobs, you know, and the only jobs that you're seeing are like support job or, you know, factory job. Like, are you going to be willing to start with that as a transition, you know, as just see it as, you know what, I'm going to do this for 1 month, I'm going to do this for 6 weeks, and then while I'm doing this, I'm going to be taking courses or like volunteering at a particular place, so that I will have that on my CV as part of my experience, and, you know, be able to eventually get the kind of job that I want. So yeah, those are just some examples, and I feel like people need to know this. Just be prepared. Just be prepared, because there are people who will come here and they're like, me, care work, I cannot do care work, please. Care work is not the only work that is here, but it's readily available. There are so many old people here. And, you know, it's what's in demand, you know what I mean? So some people be like, I don't know, I can't do that one, no. But just prepare your mind, cha. There's work here. I won't even like, there's work here, and it's not just care work. It's not just support. There are so many other jobs that you can get here. It might take a while. So, you know, just keep an open mind, basically, and just be prepared, you know. So the second thing I would say is that everything is not what it seems. So people come here and any small thing, the hair on their body is already standing up. They are racist. It's racism. They're looking down on me. It's because I'm black. It's because this. Everything is not what it seems. Everything is not racism, okay? Me too, I was one of those people, I'm not even lying. When I came here, I was just like, this is Igbo people safe, you know. So anything that happens, or anything that looks kind of off, I'll be like, it's because I'm black. It's because of my skin color. But not really. Everything isn't really what it seems, okay? Let me give an example. I got on a bus on this particular day, and then the lady was like, I showed her my ticket, and she was like, she wanted to check the dates. And I had seen somebody else go ahead of me and just show the ticket and just pass. So I was like, why is it now my own ticket that you want to confirm the dates? Like, do I look like somebody that will print or that will show you or come on the bus with yesterday's tickets? Like, why didn't you check the other person's ticket? So while I was sitting on that bus, I was just thinking, I was like, this auntie, is this racism? Is it not racism? Is it because I'm black? Really? I was thinking about it over and over again. But to be honest, I think she was absent-minded when the first person showed her and went, because we got to another stop and some of these students came in, they're Weibo students, and she checked every single person's ticket, you know. And at the end of the day, I ended up getting lost because I was on the wrong bus. At the end of the day, she went back around and dropped me at my exact bus stop. And when we got to the bus stop, she was like, hey, so this is where you're coming down, and when you walk down, you do this, you do that, you do that. Like, she directed me. So it wasn't anything personal. Do you know what I mean? She was just doing her job, but she's a human being, so it's possible that she was absent-minded when the person that went ahead of me, showed her the ticket. So yeah, just try to keep an open mind and try not to think that they're looking down on you or whatever, you know. And sometimes too, they might just be surprised, might just be shocked. You know, there's some areas here that there are no black people. So I remember going to this particular school, and it's an area that is predominantly white. In fact, this town is predominantly white. It's just now that we are seeing like an increase in black people, in Nigerians, in like Asians and all of that. So I went to this particular area, a particular school in this area, and that area is very bougie, right? So in that school, the kids were just looking at me. One part of me was like, hey, what kind of wala is this to me alone? And then one of them was just like, she just walked up to me and she was like, what's the color of your skin? And I said, brown. And she was like, okay. She's like, I like your hair. Why is your hair so long? I'm like, oh, it's braids. And she was like, oh, did it take long to make it? And she just started like, we started having like conversation and we started playing and everything. So to be honest, if they're looking at you some type of way, they're probably just curious. Or they're just like, who is this person? This person looks strange. You know, it's kind of like in Nigeria, when you see somebody that looks a bit strange, you are looking, you can't really help yourself. You have to look because you're just curious. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just try to keep an open mind. You know, not everything is what it seems. Not everybody is looking down on you. Not everybody is racist. There are racists here, yeah, no doubts. There are people here that when a black person comes at them, they're already holding their bag. In fact, there was one at the bus stop one day, one elderly woman, she was eyeing me. Miss, if I eyed her, you cannot make me feel somehow. I'm not a criminal. So I noticed her eyeing me. Miss, if I gave her that one back, I eyed her back. If I notice anybody clutching their bag tight because I'm there, Miss, if I will clutch my own bag and I will scoot. You know what I mean? I've seen videos on Instablog where people are like, look at the bus, it's empty, they don't want to sit beside me. It's not racism. I'm telling you, it might not be. Not everything is what it seems, to be honest. Okay, there are white people who have removed their bag for me to sit down. Okay, and there are times where I'm absent-minded, I just drop my bag on the chair and I don't move it. And you know, in their own head too, they might be thinking, now wow, this auntie doesn't want me to sit with. Do you understand? So just keep an open mind, child. Not everything is what it seems. Next thing I'm going to say is you've got to be disciplined. You've got to be very, very disciplined. If you want to come to the UK, they are disciplined here. They follow the rules. And you know, I'm saying this not because I feel like Nigerians are irresponsible. It's just because we are from a country or from a place where anything goes. And you know, you're coming to a place where anything does not go. There's law and order here and you stick to it. You know, so you've got to be very disciplined. You've got to be punctual. If you're somebody who likes African time, please just drop the African time in Nigeria before you come here. Even if you come here and you're still doing African time, you will learn after a couple of times. When you miss appointments and that's it, it will fix up. So yeah, just try to be disciplined, you know, comport yourself. Yeah, because it's a different system. So just comport yourself, be disciplined, be punctual, be polite, you know, say please and thank you. These are just basic things, but you know, we take them for granted because of our environment and like what we're used to. But like they say, when in Rome, behave like the Romans. Okay, so coming to the UK, you have to drop all that, unlearn, relearn, and yeah. Another thing, I should have said this first, you need to plan for your accommodation. You need to plan. If you want to jump to the UK, in fact to anywhere but UK, based on my experience, just plan for your accommodation. One mistake that we made was that we booked Airbnb for 5 days, because somewhere in our head we're thinking, what is there? I beg, let's come, Jerry. When we come, within a week, 5 days, 1 week, we'll find something. We ended up finding our place 6 weeks after. So you can imagine if there were no Airbnbs available, or if the Airbnbs that we had to book were like crazy expensive compared to the first 5 days that we stayed. You know, that would have just been so much stress for us. But thank God, within the 5 days, I think it was on the 3rd day that we're like, this thing is proving a bit difficult. So we paid for 2 weeks. Then before the 2 weeks finished again, we had some issues with like landlords. We had some glitches, and we would like just getting to know the system and see how it works and how long it will take and everything. We're like, okay, so we had to extend again for another 2 to 3 weeks or so, you know. But just plan for your accommodation. If you can do 1 month straight, so that you know that your accommodation is sorted, you're not thinking, oh my goodness, where are we going to go tomorrow? This Airbnb will be over by the weekend, let's look for hotel. Just plan your accommodation for like a month at least, so that within that month, I mean, you can get a place in 1 week, you'll not be regretting, but it's fine. Even if you find a place in 1 week, it will still take about another 1 week or 10 days for you to like get your referencing done, finish paperwork and everything. So yeah, just plan your accommodation. It's very important, because there's nothing like communal spirits here. It's not like in Nigeria where somebody will just see your beauty and be like, okay, yeah, you can come stay with me for like 3 days, or you can stay with me till you find your feet. So yeah, just plan your accommodation and don't depend on anybody, because every man for himself here, to be honest. The next thing I'm going to say is you need a support system, because it can be tough, you know. It can be tough moving to a new country, moving to a new state, trying to settle in and just trying to navigate like what your new life and your new reality is. You need a support system, and I don't know, I just feel like it's very important to have people, even if you are coming here as a single person, right? No wife, no husband, but you still need a support system. So like your friends, even if your friends are not here with you, your friends back home, wherever they are, just talk to them about your struggles, whatever it is you're going through, and try to make friends here as well, because you need a support system. There are times where it will get very tough, and if it's just you, nobody to talk to, it can be hard, you know. So it's very important to have a support system, a group of people who will just encourage you, you know, as you're trying to settle in, and just make you laugh and make you forget your worries, people that you can vent to and all of that. So yeah, support system, very, very important when you're relocating. I feel like I've just been talking about serious things. So on a lighter note, you need to know that if you're coming to the UK, you will trek. You will trek. When people were saying this, like I had seen on Twitter, on Instagram, and I was one of those people that be like, in the UK, people are starting a game every time. Now I know. You will trek. Nowadays, I'm talking to somebody and they're like, oh, I'm like, oh, I'm going out. They're like, oh, is it far? I'm like, no, it's like a 30-minute walk. And they're like, huh? It's like a 30-minute walk. Yeah, it's like just 21 minutes from here. Let's just walk. You will trek. And it's not like there's no bus here. Their transport system is pretty good here. It's just that when you think about it, let's say you're going somewhere, you want to go by 10, right? The next bus is coming like 10:15, and it's like maybe 9:30, and the place is like 20 minutes or 25 minutes. So you're now thinking, what's the point of waiting for the bus at 10:15 when I can just walk there? It's 25 minutes. If I start walking now, I'll get there by 10 that I want to get there. Do you understand? And sometimes you just want to do exercise. Sometimes the weather is good, it looks great outside, and you're just like, let me just walk it, Jerry. It's not that far. You know, so yeah, you will trek. So just prepare your mind, you will trek, okay? The next thing is Google Maps. Google Maps is very, very useful. I never knew. I mean, in Nigeria, I used to use Google Maps to like get to different places, but I'll just connect it to the Bluetooth in my car, and it's just be telling me turn right, turn left, but I didn't know that like you can use Google Maps to enter bus. Like here, if I want to go somewhere, Google Maps is going to tell me which bus. Is it bus A? Is it bus K? Is it bus A to so place? Is it bus A to that place? Because there's bus A to this particular area, there's bus A to another particular area. So Google Maps will tell me which bus I should enter, the time the bus is coming, other times that the buses are coming, and every single bus stop. So I will know the bus stop I'm supposed to come down. I will know the bus stop I'm supposed to press the bell so that the bus will stop, you know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So Google Maps is your friend. You're coming to the UK, you want to survive here? Google Maps is your friend. Even if you're walking, how do you know where you're walking to? Google Maps. So Google Maps, your best friend, okay? Still on a lighter note, everybody here will call you lovely. Love, my love, sweetheart. It doesn't mean anything. They are not toasting you. It's not as if they like you. That's just their culture. That's just their culture. I can imagine being in Nigeria and somebody says, oh, hi, my love. I'll just be like, who is your love? What nonsense What do you mean? What do you take me for? But over here is just a normal thing. Hi, lovely. Hi, love. Oh, my love. So many women will go outside and they'll refer to my husband as my love. And I'm indifferent because it's a normal thing. Do you understand? But in Lagos, for another one to refer to my husband as my love, you're gonna die on the line, man. So yeah, it's a normal thing. Everybody will call you my love. Everybody will call you lovely. They refer to you as sweetheart, darling. They're just being polite. It's just part of their culture. It does not mean anything. Don't take it seriously. Don't take it personal. Don't think you're special. It's just, that's just what they do. The next thing is telling the time. They tell the time differently here. And if you've done IELTS, you would understand what I'm saying. If not, you just need to know how to tell the time in like different ways. So for example, they can say it's 1:30. 1:30 is 1:30. They will not say half past. They'll say it's 1:30, 12:30, 7:30. And sometimes you need to be thinking, 7:30. You now look at go to the clock and go and check. Half, okay, that's 30, okay, half past, or 12:30 or 7:30. Or like 7:15. Some people don't really like, it's not as if they don't know, it's just that they are not like, we are not used to saying half past, 1:45, that kind of thing. We're used to 7:15, half past this, 1/4 that. They don't do that here. It's, especially with that half, it's like I always get confused, but now it has registered in my brain. So like if somebody should ask me the time, I'm going to say 1:30, you know, as opposed to being in Nigeria, somebody say what's the time, I'll say 2:30. Do you get? If I say 2:30 here, they'll look at me like, huh? And then I say 1:30, and they're like, oh, okay. So yeah, you have to learn to like tell the time in different ways. So my very last point here is you need to keep an open mind. I know I said that before, but you know, it's a new beginning, it's a fresh start. So just keep an open mind. Things are different here, and you know, as with all things that are new, there will be challenges, and with life too, there are always challenges. So you've just got to start from somewhere. Just see it as a new beginning. You are starting afresh. Everything is fresh, you know. So keep an open mind, and you know, just be positive, and everything will work out fine for you. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.